Welcome to the video, Armwrestling fans. Today we have our guest Ryan Bowen. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very well, Pradeep. How are you, man?
I'm doing fine. So in this short interview, we are going to be discussing the following topics. Number one will be King of the Table 3 and Ryan Bowen's match being either cancelled or postponed to King of the Table 4. We'll figure out what it is. And East versus West event, and also Ryan Bowen's recent pay-per-view event. These are the three topics that we are going to discuss today. Which one would you want to start with, Ryan?
Oh man, let's get the juicy one. King of the Table.
So I saw your video and you told us that the match is cancelled, or your match against RVJ. So how did that turn out to be?
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago. So I've been sitting on this information for 2 weeks, just kind of pretending it doesn't exist, just keeping the marketing ball rolling until an official announcement was to be made. And Core Sports received the email from them last night saying it's green light for us to tell the world that it is no longer going to happen at King of the Table 3. They did emphasize, they said, please ensure that you convey to the arm wrestling world that it will, and they wrote in capitals, the word will happen at King of the Table 4. So it's been postponed. I was given the opportunity, taking one step back, Rob contacted me a couple of weeks ago saying that for personal reasons, he was not going to be able to make King of the Table 3. I didn't ask what those personal reasons were. I just said, no worries, man. All right. Go take care of business, and yeah, there's bigger things in the world than arm wrestling. Is kind of was my position. It's frustrating and disappointing. Naturally, there's a lot of story, a lot of build up to this moment. So it was something that I've been really it's been in my head for a long time. So disappointing, but Core Sports then offered me 2 alternatives. They said we can get you an alternative opponent, and it was proposed Brandon Allen was the proposed opponent. Or we can delay to King of the Table 4 for RVJ. And I said, look, it's got to be RVJ. As much as I'd love to pull Brandon Allen, and I really would love to pull Brandon Allen, I can't let this storyline with RVJ and I go without concluding it properly over the table. So King of the Table 4, it's not too far away. It'll be a thrill to be on the same card as Devon and Levan. Anyway, that'll be a massive buzz to be able to be there at that time. The biggest match the sport's ever seen. So I'll be happy to be an undercard to that, and it means I get to focus on a few other things here in Australia. In March, I hope to bring in what looks like Bozhidar Simyonov out to Australia to have a replacement match for March.
He believes he's ready to beat you. I hope you saw that interview.
I know. Yeah, I heard. But yeah, I've spoke because you guys know you might know that Jordan Sill was an option, but he can't come to Australia. Without doing quarantine. Engin Terzi was another potential option, but he's busy, I think. Who else was there? Brandon Allen, again, can't come without the quarantine. But Bozhidar, I've spoken briefly to him. He said very much yes. So okay. I've got to sort the details out. But yeah.
So from what I'm getting, all the vaccinated guys, they can come to Australia without being quarantined.
Yeah. As of mid-February, they can do that, I think. Australian borders are opened up, but only to people that are vaccinated. So all these people that aren't have to still do 2 weeks quarantine, which kind of kills the possibility because it's 2 weeks hotel quarantine at their expense, which is it adds up pretty quick.
So was it you who decided that you are going to compete only in one King of the Table, either 3 or 4, or did Core Sports offer you only one match?
No, I was just given it an alternative. It was just King of the Table 3 as a replacement, or would you prefer Rob? That's how it was worded to me. So I said, look, no, 100%. I'd prefer Rob. It would be a thrill. My travel was approved for King of the Table 3. It'd certainly be a thrill to pull anyone on that stage. Brandon Allen would have been great. I don't know who else they were considering, but that was the match proposed. I'd love to pull Brandon Allen. However, like I said, I wasn't given an and option. It was an or option. So it was very easy for me to choose King of the Table 4 with Rob. I was like, no, I can't let this match just dwindle out. It has to happen. It just has to happen.
Yeah. So something that surprised me is that you got the email from Core Sports before Rob personally told you. Is that right?
Oh, no. Rob told me 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so 1 week ago was the email.
Yeah, the email was just last night.
Okay, the last night, right?
So, I mean, Rob told me first before anyone. He then told Core Sports. Core Sports then spoke to both of us, and they were working out what they're going to do, and that's when Core Sports kind of proposed to me or asked me which one would I prefer, a replacement match or a postponement, and I said postponement, and then. But Core Sports then said, hold off on going public until we've got a replacement match ready. And last night I received an email saying we're good to go to let the world know that the match has been postponed and that it will happen at Core Sports King of the Table number 4. I don't know who the replacement match is, but I expect in the next 24 hours to 48 hours for that match to be announced.
Yeah, that makes sense from Core Sports, because if you had announced it 2 weeks ago that the match is off, then from that time till the time they find a replacement, till that time the tickets, the sales could be affected because of that. And if it is nothing serious, I would expect Rob to announce it publicly. Why is the reason that this match is not happening? Because he was the first one to announce it when it was happening. So if it is not happening, I think he should announce it, unless it is something really serious or private that he doesn't want to tell us.
Yeah, it'll. Who knows what? People have said that they've noticed that Rob's been a bit quiet on YouTube the last couple of weeks, so this is probably why. So, like I said, I've kept the ball rolling in the last 2 weeks as though the match was going to go on. I did that for the purpose of maintaining Core Sports momentum and everything. I just thought, well, until this announcement comes out, I'll just keep it on going as though the match is happening at King of the Table 3. End of the day, the match still is planned to happen at King of the Table 4 now. So I'm still preparing for Rob. I'm still going to be doing everything. So yeah, but Rob, who knows whether, like I said, I didn't ask Rob what his issue was. I just said, no worries, man. Okay, family, work, whatever it is, there's bigger things than arm wrestling in life. So go and take care of it. And yeah, as disappointing as it was, so what can you do?
So Ryan, why not you versus Larry Wheels at King of the Table 3? Because from what I saw last and publicly announced, the Larry Wheels versus Khalid Jashail match is still hanging in the balance. I have some private info on that match, which I cannot reveal here, but that match is still not confirmed yet. So why not you versus Larry Wheels if that match is not happening?
Well, again, like I said, it was proposed. It wasn't officially proposed, but when I was offered either replacement match or postponement, they were talking about Brandon Allen for me. But Larry Wheels is someone that, I think would be balanced. Like, given how his match went with Philip Hurts, I think that Larry and I would now be very balanced, because I think that Philip's a similar level arm wrestler to I am. I've got about 8 kilos on Philip, so I'd have a little bit more power, you'd expect. But and the way Larry handled Philip was impressive. So I in months gone by, I would have said I would be too much for Larry, but I now think that I'm probably balanced with Larry given the improvements he's making.
Because, please go ahead. No, you go ahead. You're the guest here.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like I said, I would do it. I would happily pull Larry, but again, Core Sports, they didn't offer me to say you can have both. So I didn't push for it or anything like that. I when presented with that option, I chose no. I really want RVJ. I do not want this story to conclude without arm wrestling. So so King of the Table 4.
Yeah, maybe they didn't think of it. I'll send Core Sports this clip where we are talking about you versus Larry Wheels, because from what I have seen from Larry Wheels recently, his wrist is getting really solid. It doesn't get top rolled anymore. Like he even hooked Chanshaw in a practice pull, and he doesn't get top rolled.
If I was to face Larry, I would go in with the game plan with the assumption that I couldn't take his wrist.
Yeah,
that's how I'd be thinking, because I see a very strong wrist flexion as well.
This is what I believe. If you are going to beat Larry Wheels, you will have to do it inside, because his cupping strength is getting really insane these days.
I would attempt to do it with a high hook. I don't even know that I could hang with, like, if I defensively hooked and went grip sort of low, when Larry drops down on that offensive surge and just gets on his bicep and just stays there, it seems like that could wear out most people. So I would really look to high hook him so he could never get into that low dropping hook. Keep him at the center of the table, and then just so a pronated real high hook would be the key, I think. But yeah, like I said, I genuinely think that would be a really balanced match now.
So let's quickly talk about your recent pay-per-view. It was on February 11th, I believe.
Yeah,
Feb 11th. Yeah, 3 super matches. And Ryan, I was totally amazed to see the production quality, and I can confidently say that this was probably the only arm wrestling pay-per-view event in arm wrestling history where there was no issues, no crashes, no audio issues, nothing. You're the only one to have done that. I don't remember. Do you
Yeah.
remember where any pay-per-view has gone perfectly smooth? No problems at all.
No, no, I don't. Even WAL ones, I remember dropping out and having dramas and whatnot. Um, so I'm pretty happy that is how it came across. I know that was my biggest goal. My biggest goal for this event was I knew that I didn't have the names on the card that were going to draw people in, but I wanted everyone that watched it to just go, wow, actually that production level was really good. So I invested a lot of money in equipment. The fact that it was all in one room made the commentary easy, gave the commentary great energy because we could feel the energy of the arm wrestlers. Very, very happy. So now the next step is to just repeat the same process with an international in the room that does draw interest. So like I said, now that the King of the Table thing's off number 3, Bozhidar Simeonov seems to be the lead man most likely to be here. And if that's the case, it'll be March next month that he and I will throw down in here.
Yeah, if you're free during that time, you can definitely have a match with Bozhidar. And have you made that video public? I think you made that pay-per-view video public immediately.
I did. I made it public immediately because it was only a small crowd of people, and I was happy to release it straight away rather than just wait 24 hours. So I know that there were pay-per-view members that didn't tune in live that probably watched it once it was public. That I don't know, they might be a little upset. I hope I didn't upset them too much, but it'll encourage people to tune it in and watch it live at the end of the day. So I'll keep that going. That trend will keep going. That if you want to see it live, you'll be part of the pay-per-view membership. But I will release it within probably 3 to 6 hours afterwards as well. Because the beautiful thing about this is I don't really need to edit it with all the hardware that I've got in the room here. The camera changes and everything, it just all packages together really nicely. So I just turn it public and it's good to go. So I'll do that. And in the future, I will then break up individual matches and stuff as well and release them individually as they are and do some edits and whatnot. But yeah, I'll be releasing them fairly quickly after the footage.
Yeah, and the matches were amazing as well. I don't know if you saw that or not, but I posted a comment under it. I said that this first match can be used to train referees worldwide. Man, that was everything was going on during that match. It almost looked similar to the Ron Bath versus Zurab match that recently happened on East versus West event.
Yeah, the conclusion of that match, that silver bullet 7th round, it was like Jerry Caderet and Michael Todd. It was crazy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm like, wow. I tried to pick balanced matches and it ended perfectly. So yeah, they definitely could use that first match as a case study for refereeing. I did give instructions to my referee at the beginning of the day that I didn't want matches to be ended on fouls. I said, look, be a little bit loose. It's okay. And he said to me, as long as you let the internet know that you gave me those instructions. So we'll get a feel for it and we'll get the refereeing spot on. But the humorous rule and the running fouls and all that sort of stuff on humorous rules was always going to be pushed by Josh Burnett. He's someone who he goes to that King's hook straight away. So he did that when it was red line, and there was definitely some moments where you think, oh, that's a running foul. But he was put on running fouls, but yeah, I agree, case study for sure. And the other matches that took place were equally as phenomenal. The next one with 16-year-old Jamie Barrett, he was a killer. He came out taking on Australia's number 1 ranked 70-kilo arm wrestler, and this 16-year-old kid nearly took the win. It was amazing and promising future for him. But yeah, good matches all around.
Yeah, the lighting, the audio, the commentary, video, everything was on point. And I think that promoters can take note from that even at a small level, pay-per-views can be made really good if there are close matches and there are no lags or everything and the audio quality is good. I hope you keep them coming in the future. And Ryan,
I'm so excited to put it in international. If I can get this production quality with 3 or 4 big names, oh man, people will be happy.
Let's now talk about the East versus West event. Other than the Ron Bath versus Zurab Tavbridze match, what were your favorite moments from that day?
Let me quickly remind myself of all the matches because I wrote them all down, the results, because there were just so many.
I remember all the results. You could just ask me.
That's all right. I just want to, like, that Ron Barth match was ridiculous. I did enjoy seeing Chance Shaw and Sanders. The balance of that was really interesting. Sanders, that first round where he tried to come forward and nearly lost the round. It was impressive, but then it didn't surprise me that Sanders took control of high ground.
1 second, just 1 second, Ryan. Just 1 second. Sorry to interrupt. And this is the other reason why I was saying that you and Larry can match well, because Chanshaw, Sanders did not want to hook Chanshaw. He figured that out in round 1. And Chanshaw couldn't do anything against Larry Wheels. I know it was a practice pull, but inside a hook, Sanders doesn't want to hook Chanshaw, but Larry Wheels can handle Chanshaw in a hook. So that tells you Larry's cupping power.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Larry. I'm certain Larry is strong. What I can see now in Larry is that I would by no means come in confident that it's going to be an easy day. I'd be preparing in every way possible to stay in a safe lane and take it seriously. And I'd need to draw on a lot of power as well as a lot of deception and technique and all that sort of stuff to keep him from being in his lane. But yeah, I enjoyed also, look, the Morozov and Tobias Sparong match, I thoroughly enjoyed. The Zurab v. Ron one was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. It was so disappointing that it ended the way it did. I think that there was a foul that was missed. Ron Barth with sweaty elbows because of how long the match had been going and slipped off the side and lost connection to the table and then got Flash sort of pinned from there. That bobble off the side should have been called an elbow foul and there should have been a restart, but we didn't get it. And the match was called prematurely. Schoolboy Herman was fun to see. Prudnik Morozov was impressive from Prudnik. Hutchins v. Sonev made all of Australia feel a whole lot better. I know Lachlan Adair was so quick to message me about how happy he was that Hutchins just destroyed Sonev. I think Sonev and Lachlan Adair would be a fantastic match now. After what I saw, I think I'd love to see it. Gennady, probably performance of the night for me as an individual athlete. What he did to Michael Todd, not many. I don't think anyone said that was going to happen. I mean, it was shutout stakes. And Michael's blocks were selling out more than Gennady's, and it was shutout stakes. And then so Gennady did what he did, really special performance. And then John and Zolov, man, John's just amazing. It confirmed every reason why we think he's the GOAT. So I can't be amazed enough at John to be the number 1 ranked arm wrestler for his weight category in his teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. And goodness knows he'll probably do it in his 60s too. It's amazing.
John Brzezinski was really amazing. And also Jordan Sonev. Todd Hutchings made him look like really weak. But when we saw Jordan Sonev was gripping up with Schoolboy, he was just holding Schoolboy like that. And Schoolboy was trying to hit sideways and nothing was moving. So, yeah. Man, like there are so many levels.
Lachlan was so happy when he saw that. Because Sonev's a WAF world champion. He's legit. I've seen Sonev beat Prudnik. I was there in Moldova when he did it. So I was like, oh my goodness. I think Hutchins is going to be in the top 10 very soon. I think he's coming for the top 10 officially.
So what do you think about the pay-per-view or the event from a promoter's point of view? If you look at it as a business, like there are some things that I've talked with Engin privately. I cannot talk about them here, but I can talk about what Engin has said publicly. Like on Neil's show, you were also there. He said that he almost broke even. Like he didn't take any loss. There was no profit for him as well. But after that, we are now seeing that Engin can publicly upload those videos on his channel. So he is going to make some money, I'm hoping, from those videos, because we haven't really seen those matches. Not many have seen those matches because the team did a great job striking down the illegal streams and illegal videos. So people will be tuning in to watch the videos. And I'll be sure that big matches will be getting million views over the next year or two. This is what I'm thinking. So there can be some profits for Engin Terzi, and he didn't take any loss. And number 1, all of the arm wrestling community got to see great matches. It was a treat for fans. And for Engin paid the athletes, Engin paid the core sport guys, Engin literally paid YouTubers like me. We had something to talk about. So everyone benefited from it, and still it wasn't a loss for Engin, and it was his first event. So I think we can consider it a big success for Engin.
Yeah, definitely a big success, and I was certain to. I was sure to make sure that the people that were in my commentary at the time that were complaining little bits about the sound and whatnot, and that the feed was dropping out a few times, whatnot. Just reminding them of how trial and error works, and that how much we need to appreciate someone like Engen putting so much on the line, personal money on the line as a risk for this event, and to give us what was probably the best super match lineup that's ever been assembled in arm wrestling history. I thought the camera work was fantastic. There was a lot of cameras working, a lot of different angles being given to us. I think that the core sports cameramen need to learn the sport a little bit more. There were a few moments where we're like, come on, change the camera back to the other angle where we can see the grip up going on. Like, there were just a few little tweaks, but they'll get better at that because the cameramen aren't arm wrestlers themselves. They don't understand necessarily what needs to be seen. But in terms of the overall video, I would say I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10 for me, for expectation of what I'd like to see in a pay-per-view. I didn't listen to the audio because I was commentating, so I don't know how bad it was, but I heard a lot of people say that they had troubles with the audio and it wasn't working. Or it was scratchy, whatever. But they'll fix that, and that's one of those trial and error things. When people we get critical saying that they had no technical budget or they didn't test or anything, I can assure you they did have a budget. I can assure you they did test. You just can't anticipate things sometimes, and you only can learn retrospectively, and you adjust. So they will. I'm certain they will. But yeah, overall it was killer. I absolutely loved it. And like you said, it pays more than just the people in the event. Like I said, I got paid, you got paid, because we had things to talk about, and we've still got things to talk about for another 3 weeks. There were so many talking points in that I literally could think of 25 videos that I could make right now about that event that would be well received by the community. So yeah, I can't be thankful enough to people like Engen.
Yeah, and a lot of connections were built. I'm sure if Engen invited 30 guys there, out of those 30, at least 5-6 were those guys that even Engen was talking with them for the first time. And a lot of arm wrestlers got to know each other well. If we invited someone to have a podcast with us, we got to know them. So it was truly a win-win for everyone. And people were saying that they were directly blaming Engen for the bad stream. I know the head guy should be blamed. He has to take the responsibility. But they were doing that right while the stream was going on. I mean, like, it is nothing that Engen can do right now. Larry Wheels, Hafthor, Eddie Hall, those guys trusted core sports before Engen did. So to blame Engen right then and there, I don't think it is a good thing to do.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I saw a screenshot. I don't know if it was true. I saw a screenshot from an arm wrestler sharing information that said core sports said that the stream's working well. Just refresh your browser, delete your cache, and yada yada yada. So, and it should be fine. Like, my stream, thankfully, worked the entire time. I didn't miss one ready go. That said, I had maybe 5 or 6 in 5 hours, 5 or 6 moments where I had to refresh the stream. But it worked for me, essentially. Like I said, I refreshed it and it came back straight away. But yeah.
You were using browser or the application?
I was using a browser.
That's why. I used browser for King of the Table 1 and 2, and it did not crash even for once. Zero difficulties at all. People told me that you should go to app. This time I started with app. And after that, for some reason, I was not able to open the stream in browser. And the app kept crashing. It kept crashing. And I've heard that comment from many people that the browser thing works really fine. It is the app that has the problems.
Yeah, okay. There you go. So stick with the browsers until we're certain of the app working.
Yeah. King of the Table 3, stick with the browsers. Download their application. We're not saying don't download it. Keep both ready. So before we end this interview, Ryan, anything else that you want to add or announce or tell something to our viewers?
Yeah, look, the only thing for me is just, I guess, thank you, Pradeep, for putting all this together. I appreciate your work, man, and I look forward to everything. I think there's a lot of good stuff that's coming ahead, despite little frustrations of RVJ not being available. It's all right. King of Table 4, it just gives us more time to prepare, and I get to be on that. It's going to be such a thrill for me to be on the table with Devin and Levan. That to be able to be literally meters away from the table watching the biggest match in history is so exciting for me. So there's a silver lining to it all, and I can't wait. And also the silver lining will be that I'm literally about to call Bozhidar right now to confirm all these details. is that I get a match with Bozhidar Simeonov probably in March of this year. And I can't wait to see. I think we're going to go straight into the hook too. No one's going to top roll. We're going into the hook, and I'm going to see. We're going to find out who's got a better hook, me or Bozhidar.
I think Ryan, he's going to force you in the hook anyways, because
I'm
Bozhidar.
going there, Pradeep.
Yeah.
I'm not running. There's no way I'm running from Bozhidar. I'm coming into that hook with Bozhidar, and we're going to find out who's stronger.
Because Bozhidar is not a tall guy. He's around 5'9.5", 5'10" maybe. But his forearm looks to me that he has a tall forearm considering his height. And the way he comes crashing down, I think he can force anyone in a hook.
Yeah, like I said, I think it'd be a mistake for me to run and try to top roll. I will high hook him. Again, like Larry, I'll treat him the same way as Larry. I won't get dug down into a low hook because that'll be probably too messy. I will high hook that man and stretch his hand out and just bleed him slowly, chip through him, and then I'll pin him. There won't be any make him pin yourself stuff. I'll be looking to decisively pin Bozhidar.
Yeah. I wanted to add one thing. I personally remember some great lines from when I hear them from arm wrestlers. Like one I've said many times about Devon Laird. Second, I saw you on an interview. I think it was an Australian channel, small channel, 250-30 subscribers, something like that. And you said that people tell you that you don't deserve to be in this match. And you replied that I'm going to their home, paying them $500, doing everything myself. There is no deserve in it. I really like that line. There is no deserve in it. And I really, really respect you for that. People tell me also that whenever Engin invites me, like I had one question for Engin to ask Jordan Sonev. I wanted Engin to ask that John Brzezinski said in 2015 that do not hook Devon Laird. And Devon Laird said in 2021 and 2022 that do not hook Todd Hutchings. So how is Jordan planning to beat Todd Hutchings in a hook? This is what I wanted to ask Engin. And Engin told me that you can come on the show and you can join. So when Engin is inviting me, there is no deserve in this.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot say no. People constantly kept commenting in the stream that Pradeep does not deserve to be here. Why is he sitting here? There is no deserve in it, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. You've built the bridges, you've done the work. It's it's yours.
Yeah. If I'm asking someone, if I'm requesting someone, please let me be on your show, then you can say that, yeah, there is a deserve part in this. But if the other guy is inviting me, I don't see where the deserve part is.
Exactly. Good
All right,
stuff, man.
All right, man. Thanks. I have to go to work. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Okay.